So here today we have another interview. Today we're going to be interviewing someone that I truly believe has a lot of potential of motivating a lot of people who actually give this the time to listen to this. So this is an honor to get the opportunity to do this one. This is really cool to actually do this too because I believe you're from the same state as I am. Where are you actually from? I think it might be is muted.
Can you hear me now or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just get close to the mic. How's that?
Yeah, it's perfect.
All right, so I'm from like the New Bedford area, so I don't know if you like know where that is, but it's like around like the south coast of Massachusetts, so near the Cape Cod, like Wareham. It's also between like Dartmouth, Providence area, so around there.
Oh yeah, not too far from where I am.
Yep.
How would you pronounce your name?
So it's like prize, like a gift or a prize, but instead of an I, it's with a Y. I just thought it was like a unique way to kind of like spell it, but have the same kind of
Yeah,
sound to it.
definitely. I think that it's definitely a very smart name to be honest, because you know what I mean. It like makes people want to know more. You know what I mean. But
Thanks.
that being said, what actually influenced you to start even getting into music? Was it something that when you were young was around, or obviously like music, something that's like huge for everyone, but not I guess not huge for everyone. Why was it something that became huge for you?
So honestly, I felt like I always was around music, not like a lot, because my parents didn't like expose me to that. But I would like listen to it like on the radio or like I would be in chorus class or like piano class when I was younger. And then eventually when I was like 16, my friend, he was like making music. He was in a studio. And he was like, "Oh, you should make some music. Like, come try it with me." I tried it with him, and I kind of liked, doing it. So I was like, "Okay, I want to start doing this a little bit more." And we started off like on an iPad on GarageBand. From there, I just kept doing it, kept progressing to the point where I just like record myself. I just try to get better at making music. I have a passion for it. So it's something that, I just do every day and I, just want to become successful at it. So I don't know, it's just kind of like a vision or something, a vision I have of myself, I want to be successful, I want to be an artist, so I have to put in the work and that's where it got me today. So from 16 and I'm about to be 22 on April 18th.
Would you say that your music taste buds are like very different from your family?
What do you mean by that exactly? Like if I listen to like music at all and they don't, or like the different type taste or
Like the
something?
style of music?
Um, Honestly, my family doesn't like, it's not into music like that, but the style of music they listen
Oh,
to is definitely like older. I mean, they're like, my family is usually older. I don't have like a lot of brothers or sisters. I have one half sister, and I didn't really grow up with her, so it was just me and then like my dad and his family. So most of my family's older, so not really. They don't really like the new age music like Lil Uzi or like melodic kind of music. So.
do you take any inspiration when you make your own music? Do you ever take any inspiration from some of the stuff that they enjoy though?
I would say, yeah, I would say like maybe like Michael Jackson or like Boys to Men, um, like just like a lot of singing groups because
Yeah.
I'm Cape Verdean and Puerto Rican. So around me, like at cookouts, they would play certain like kind of like jazz kind of songs, but more like, the family reunion songs, but more like old school, like in the 90s, 80s, because they're all older, like I said. So I guess that influenced me a little bit.
Would you what would you say was like the biggest influence in actually getting into music? Was there anyone specifically?
Like I would probably say my friend because his name's Diego. He like introduced me to it because he wanted to do it first. So I just tried it with him, and then from there, like I just kept going with it. And I'm not sure how much he does it now compared to me, but I feel like I just like took it a whole nother like step.
Oh yeah, that's powerful. That's definitely one of those things. Is like there is like a lot of friends out here that will inspire you to do certain things, and that is like it's definitely up to you how far you want to take it. And sometimes over that road, they will stop doing it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's definitely wise. It's interesting that a lot of people get inspiration from all sorts of different things, and it's definitely I think very cool when you see people kind of just like mix it from everywhere because you're able to get this fan base of all certain crazy amounts of people. You know what I mean? Like everyone's so different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, what you said about like how some people just take it a little farther. Like, I mean, I had like friends who would try music and they would like, it'd be fun for them, but they wouldn't like want to really like do that as something they, want to be a career or something like that. So,
What in you like really inspires you to take it the next step? Is it a craving
um,
for fame or is it a craving for the actual music?
I would say the music itself is like the most important part to me. It's always been like even before I started like trying to show my music to other people, I would always just work on it by myself and nobody would know. I would do it every day and I would do it like consistently. And I would be like, how do I get better? And I would like watch videos on how to like, structure songs or write lyrics or like sing better or just interviews of artists. And then I just have a passion for it. So then I just start, showcasing it to other people and that's what kind of just takes me to that level. And I wouldn't say the fame is like what motivates me. I would say definitely just not money, but I know being able to be at that point doing something that you love and being able to take care of your family is like the best like thing possible. You can take care of your family, your friends, and not really have to worry about it compared to like, other occupations and things like that. Um, but yeah, that's really it.
Getting paid for doing what you love is definitely I like that answer. It's definitely wise. But do you think that interviews are something that watching interviews of certain rappers and just certain people that are in a similar lane, do you think that's like a powerful way of seeing that there is just an opportunity for anyone to do it if you just do it?
Yeah, for sure. Like I look at it like kind of like this, no different than what I'm doing, It's just they're farther along their path. So they all started in a certain like direction. I've seen artists who started with nothing. Like I've actually seen them, and then I've just seen them explode. And that's not for artists. That's for content creation. That's for like TikTok. That's Instagram Reels. Anything that you want to do. I've seen people start at the bottom and are where they're at now. So I know it's possible for anyone to do it. That's why I kind of look at that.
Definitely. I think that it's huge. I think that watching interviews is something that's really inspired me over time and it's something that just like inspired me to even do interviews, you know what I mean? Because it's just like it's so interesting to hear some stories. You know, you never really know what you're going to hear in the journey of any of these people. So, what was like a crazy story that's like made you who you are?
That's a tough one, honestly. Crazy story. I
It's
don't
definitely kind of puts you on the hot seat because it's like definitely it puts the pressure on you.
know.
It's probably like a loaded question, but like, what do you think actually like defines you as a person? Like when it comes to when you make music, there's always like certain. I think you have to like kind of be a little bit of a person who is in their own head a little bit too much. You know what I mean? I'm someone who thinks a lot, and that's why I think that doing videos or even speaking into a camera could work. But I
Yeah.
think someone that's able to finally tune what they're saying into musical form is definitely someone who's like a crafty individual, someone who's definitely like a very interesting person. So it's very interested to hear their thought processes on just anything, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say like making music is like something that's not like physically hard, but it's like mentally hard because you have to be really like creative and you have to do things that people like don't understand. Like you have to do like auto tune and you have to do like different things and like why does that even matter? And then you have to like say certain things and you have to make it all like you have to make them feel it. So it's like a bunch of different like elements and it definitely applies to other things I do. So like I have like a business where I have artists like come perform and we have to be creative in like what kind of themes that we want to have like when they come or like what kind of layouts. So it like goes with everything in life. I think that's the best way to approach anything is just be like creative with it and be like unique because that's what's gonna bring in like, like success and just like, good things. It's just doing it your own way, your own unique way.
When you go to the studio, do you have stuff prepared? Do you work on stuff before, or do you actually just work on it at the studio?
So I don't even like go to like an actual studio. Like this mic right here is the mic I use to like record all my music, and I just do it myself. It was always like expensive to go to studios. Like I don't know if you know, but it's like 50 to $75 an hour. And not everybody has 50 to $75 an hour and can work on it 5 hours every day. Like I want to do. I want to work on it like a lot. So I just had to teach myself and basically it's free. The only thing is just like different content I would have to probably pay for.
Yes, I think that it's major to invest into yourself in that way, where you can actually start doing it yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's like a if you can find a way to do it, it's definitely great. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
realistically, over that journey of just trying to learn, you're going to have this experience level that's going to really have you at this like mature level in the game. You know what I mean? I think that's like what ages people a lot into even being able to help people, you know?
Yeah, definitely like experience is like the best thing you could have, and it's gonna take like years for like anything that you want to do. But definitely just keep like learning every year, and then you'll definitely see like the progress since you started.
When you actually are about to start a song, like what is like the first thing you're really going into it trying to think of? Is there any like mental hurdles that are actually like, or is it something that you are more or less like just you have it in your mind and you just do it? Is it something that is almost like sort of like just a thought?
So first it starts with like it could be like something that happened during the day or the week that I feel like, oh, I'm inspired by. Or sometimes it could just be completely random, like, oh, I should make a song right now. Then it starts with the beat. So I find like a good beat. I produce sometimes, but I'm not as good of a producer as like I am an artist. So I usually go on YouTube and things like that, get a beat from there. Once I like the beat and like maybe do a little flows over it, like with, my like template that I have for my recording. I just load it in and then I start just like flowing on the beat. I don't really like say words. I kind of just go with melodies first, so like how it would sound to your ear, and then I fill in the words with that. And it could just be like what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. I noticed like the best thing to like make music about is definitely like your own experiences. So I never try to like rap about anything I'm not going through or I'm not dealing with because it would be hard for me to relate to that, so it's gonna be hard for like other people to relate to that. So I just try to be, myself and like whatever I'm feeling, I start like I don't write usually. I just punch in. So I start with a melody and then I try to come up with words slowly, punch lines, like things that make sense, and then I just try to make it progress throughout the whole thing. After that, I'll do ad-libs and doubles. And yeah, I just gotta mix it, master it, make it sound good, and then that's just how my process usually goes.
Oh yeah, I definitely I think that it is like one of those things. It's one of those like kind of I don't know. I think a lot of people kind of procrastinate about it when they go into it making music. They probably think that it's much more complex than it is, but there's some sorts of parts of it that are definitely insanely complex, and those ones are very interesting to see. Like when someone is able to do it all by themselves, it is like a very it's a cool thing. It's a very cool thing to see. Like when someone's able to have it just it's almost like amazing to me because we were hearing it at the final form, and throughout this whole time of them making it, it's changed so much. You know what I mean? It's become this like thing that is like so foreign to what it was, and it's like it's very interesting. Like I've heard a bunch of people making music before, and it's always sounded very just strange to me, the beginning to the end. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it is really cool to be the person doing it yourself. You know?
Yeah, it's cool. It's like, I can be a little bit independent. And then like the thing that you were saying about that, you said, the process of it. I mean, it's kind of like music is art. Like, I don't know if people do or do not think that, but it is because same thing with like a painting. When you're starting off, it's not gonna look good. It's just gonna look like random colors and not detailed. And then as you work on it, it'll eventually become the finished product. And the more you keep, finishing like projects or artworks, the better you'll get. And then eventually you'll be able to make those Mona Lisas or those like masterpieces.
Do you think that you're gonna have a style that's just you, or do you think you're gonna be someone who tries to have this complex, like kind of style where you just go wherever you want at any moment? Do you know what I mean by
So
that?
yeah, so I've actually thought about this before. So I always, at the end of the day, make what I like to make, and I like to be versatile. I like to be able to sing. I like to be able to rap. I like to be able to go on any beat, do different flows, like anything, because it'll just make me like better when I do choose like something. I think eventually I'll probably like choose just like one thing I'm best at, but right now I'm just kind of experimenting, just doing a bunch of different things, and I like that because I'm kind of like unpredictable. People don't know, oh, he's gonna hop on this beat and say this. Like he might go from this to that, and that's like interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's something that actually like makes people want to click on the next one, and that's like something that I do think kind of gets a little bit boring in today's music is people kind of jump into one style without trying other ones, and it is definitely dope because I could imagine it's probably just like anything when you're talking into a camera or doing anything like this, it is it's going to allow you to be very self-conscious. It's going to allow you to be doubting yourself in a lot of ways that is going to make you not even want to do it at all. You know what I mean? So it's definitely really cool to see people trying anything that actually they want to. You know what I mean? It's definitely an honorable
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, it's not easy, especially when you first start. Because I know when I first started music, I didn't want to show nobody. I didn't want to show myself. I didn't want to show. I didn't even want to release my music. And then it just got to the point I was like, I'm doing this for myself, and I just want to show myself like what I can do. So I just started putting out things, and that's just how it is. You'll just put out, you'll create. It's better to create than consume things, you know?
Yeah. You think so? Do you think that in the beginning you kind of have to get away from consuming because you kind of have to find like your own path?
Yeah, like there was a time where I didn't even listen to other music other than the artists, like I am inspired by and then myself. Because if I start listening to other things or start doing other things that can get me distracted from it, it won't be as good because it will be influenced by so many things that what is really it like becoming.
Yes, I do know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. I think that is very powerful. You have to get yourself out of that echo chamber and kind of like you have to see what it is. You know what I mean? Because you never know what you're gonna be doing, but sometimes it is perfect to be in that zone where you are just focused in on what is necessary. That's like what I do think is very powerful for any beginner in this game. You have to kind of like just lock in and like even in that time though, I do think that it is cool for someone like you doing the like mixing it up and doing all sorts of just like different styles and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
But
mean, it's a good way to do anything. Just try different things, see how you like it. Like, I mean, everyone's done like different styles, even if it's like playing basketball. Someone's try to be Michael Jordan or try to shoot like Steph Curry till eventually they found their own style and people recognize them as them.
yeah, in your area, is there a lot of shows like local shows?
Honestly, like not like underground shows, more like bar shows or like there's not really a big music scene, honestly.
Really?
So I try to go to like Providence or Boston or online. Online's probably like the best market, but
Yeah.
no, not around me really. People don't really like music out here like that.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that like going in like places like New York is like huge because it's like almost how should I say it is? Do you think out here is just a little bit too judgmental on certain things like that?
I mean, they could be, but I don't know if it's about more about like judgment rather than like opportunities. There's just so much more opportunities in places like New York, Miami, LA, because they've always been like since the beginning of music, they've always been
Yeah.
like the spot where all the musicians go, the artists go. So where everyone collabs is those like cities. You could still be like successful in like places like, around here, but like a Joyner Lucas or something like that, like in Massachusetts. But if you want to be like worldwide, you gotta like go to those cities.
Yeah, because it's very few people who's actually blown up from Massachusetts. Like Ameli's is someone who's it's very interesting to see how he's having a very good time right now. He's definitely doing very well right now, and it's looking like he's just gonna keep going up from right now. And I think that it's obvious that it's only because he's joined forces with people from out of the state, which is kind of sad. You know what I mean? It is what it is though, because there's so many people from this state that are kind of only talking about killing people. You know what I mean? So it's like it
Yeah,
can only lead you so far. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I understand like that type of music. There's definitely a market for it. I mean, sometimes I listen to those songs as well. But definitely I would like to hear like newer music, like more. I don't know. I feel like I'm inspired by a lot of like not very conscious, like a J. Cole or Kendrick, but more like a feeling song. Like I like to know like how the artist feels while they're making that song. And if I can like get that feeling over the music, it's way better than like the lyrics or anything other than that. But yeah, I mean, I understand what you mean about like artists like reaching out and like collabing. I don't think there's anything wrong with collabing with like other states and artists.
No,
Um,
it's
but
kind of
just like
essential.
yeah, you got to do it to like, propel your career. So I'm not mad at that. But yeah, definitely I just wish there was more like different music that came out of the state because it's more like you said, like that type of like murder music or gang music. There are like some good artists that are coming out of here. Like I think Bia came out of here. I think Coi Leray came out of here.
Oh well.
Um, there's this artist named Rich Amiri. I mean, he kind of makes that kind of same sound, which is fine because, like I said, there is a market for it. But yeah, I definitely will want to see like more unique music to come out of here.
Hell yeah. Well, I think that's like what you're doing. I do think that is something that I think it is it does need a bigger spotlight, and I think more organized events will be something that could help with that. I do think that's definitely something that would be very dope to see because there's definitely potential for it, and even in the cannabis lane, I think that like the cannabis lane is something that could be really fun for the people. It could be similar to what New York is, and I guess comparison is the Thief of Joy. There is always really cool stuff out here, but it is like I don't know. I do see like a lot of people who have like a lot of potential. So if the spotlight was to be put on them, it's something that I think would be really cool for the people. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, but there's something about Massachusetts when you become successful. Like a lot of people don't know you're from Massachusetts once you become successful. Like the only
Yeah.
person you really know is like Mark Wahlberg or like I don't even know anybody else to be honest that is like super successful. Um, they usually kind of like hide it or something. I don't know why. But I noticed like Massachusetts really like tries to do what New York does, honestly. Like if they're doing drill music down there, up here they're gonna do drill music. If they're doing Jersey club down there, they're gonna do Jersey club up here. That's why I just try not to do that. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes I do, but I try not to do like the trending things just because like there's no future in that for me at least because I know that wave just gonna come and go. Like most waves just come and go after like a couple months, a couple years. So I just do my own thing and hopefully there's like the lane or a wave for me.
What is your plan for the future in your music?
Honestly, just keep making music. I have an album coming out actually on my birthday, so I'm about to be 22. And it's kind of just me um releasing like a project that kind of has like my sound like because I feel like the songs before then were me kind of like imitating or experimenting, practicing. I feel like I really found my voice on this like upcoming album. So I just want to, show that to the world, put it out. Then after there, just keep working, really put content out, show people like, what I can do, like what talent I have. I don't believe in talent necessarily, but I know that, over years and years of hard work and, dedication, you'll develop those skills where people will perceive it as talent because they might not understand. It was just hard work.
100%. I like that. That is very well said. I agree with that a lot. I think that it is very much you have to just put the work in, and that's the only way. You know what I mean? And I do think that this is going to be interesting to hear. I very much would love to hear the album. And what is the song 2 a.m.? Is that the song? Did you say it was going to be posted earlier?
Yeah,
Then
so I want to make it the lead single just because I made that a year ago, I think, in March. And to this day, people are like, that song's so good. Can you perform it? Like, I still listen to that song to this day. And I'm like, wow, like, I wouldn't think that song and of all the songs I made, like, people would like. Because me, honestly, I have like a love-hate relationship with that song because I've heard it so much. Like, people don't realize I made the song. I listened to it back and back to make it right. While I was making it, I was listening to it. Before I even released it, I was listening to it. Then I released it and I was listening to it. And then people around me were playing it. And I was listening to it. So it just kind of got tired for me. But I realized, that's what the people like. So I'm definitely coming with like same kind of vibes of that song to this album, but at the same time, I'm still like mixing it up. There's some songs that you're like, whoa, like I wouldn't expect from 2 a.m. to this. To kind of keep them, guessing.
What it is there like? Do you ever get sick of the music quick? Certain songs.
Certain songs, yes, but that's usually because I'm just like thinking about it too much. Sometimes I like make a song and I'm listening it over and over and over again to the point I'm like, I don't even like it anymore. Where if it was somebody else's first time listening to it, they'd be like, oh, this is actually good. So sometimes I just listen to a song over and over again and it gets me like sick of it. Um, but I'm just really critical of my music. I really want it to be good. So I like some of my songs, but most of my songs I don't really like because I feel like they're not that good.
Would you say you're a perfectionist?
I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist because I know like you can't be perfect, like it's impossible, and it's not even like that's not even cool to be perfect. Like nobody likes anything perfect. That doesn't even make sense. But I definitely strive to like make it as good as I know I can do. So like if I learn new things, I want to be able to apply that to like what I learned, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's. I think it's like almost like a. It's like a thing that we some people have. I'm not gonna say we all have. I think it's definitely something that there's like some people who will not put some things out because they criticize it themselves. They're very critical of themselves, and I think that's probably a better way of saying it. Is like just being like overcritical of yourself. It's almost like a blanket way of asking if someone's like super critical of themselves, I guess. But I also do think though it is like sometimes to some people's advantage or some people's disadvantage because some people could look at it like I don't want to put anything out because I don't think I'm my best version of myself. But then there's some people who are like I will become my best version of myself through all of these times of just putting whatever I can out just in seeing what the reaction is. You know what I mean? Because realistically, you're gonna get like sometimes people telling you like you're shit at this. Like say for the comment section on my a lot of my stuff, people will tell me how bad I am at all types of things. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
sometimes really positive. Realistically, if you look at it as like in the bigger picture. You know what I mean? It is what it
Yeah.
is sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like you just like kind of have to look past that as like these people kind of they don't have the best intentions in the wording, but like sometimes they have better intentions in what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like the actual messaging. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah. Yeah, I just look at those things like, because I get a bunch of comments that are people saying like I'm ass or I'm trash or like I'll never make it, shit like that. But you gotta look at it as like feedback. So you gotta look at it like, okay, why are they saying this? Are they saying it because my music is not that good yet? Are they saying it because my content isn't good yet? And you gotta like really reflect on yourself and not blame other people like, oh, like, nah, fuck them. They said my shit's trash. Like, nah, just like fix it because most of it is true. Like they might say, your video format is weird, and then maybe it is, and then you improve on it and you get better. So there's no like
100%. I think it's
yeah,
like it's one of those things, and it's like that's like one of those people like a perfectionist is like someone who kind of at all times is like almost telling them whatever they do they think is bad. You know what I mean? And it's like
yeah,
kind of like a healthy thing to have in a way because there's some people that have that delusion like where they're like they literally say a word and they're like wow that was the coolest thing that ever happened. You know what I mean? But then there's some people who are like I need to do better at all times, which is like it's interesting. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. I do think you're that person who strives for greatness, and I think that is what you will achieve. So it's an honor to get your time here doing this.
yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you for the interview. Yeah,
Definitely.
thanks.
Well, is there anything that you would? Is there any message you would want to say, or would you like to end it on here?
Um, like I would just say, I feel like this conversation was not really about. It's not about music. It's not about making YouTube videos. It's not about anything like that. It's really just about putting your mind to doing something that you actually want to do and you actually have a passion for. Um, I would just say to like anybody who does watch this, like don't focus on, you know, things around you. Focus on like what you need to do and you need to accomplish. Work hard for it. Don't let anybody discourage you from, that path. If they're saying, you can't do it, if they're not supporting you, it doesn't matter. Just have a vision for yourself. Get better every day. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep working. Just keep working. Realistically, at all moments, there is an opportunity for a lesson. You know what I mean? There's always an opportunity to learn something, no matter what the situation is. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate you giving me your time. With that being
Yeah.
said, though, definitely an honor to actually like somewhat kind of meet you too. So
Yeah.
it would be
Meet
cool
you too.
to eventually do one, a longer form one in person, and like get your full story out there.
Yeah. Where are you located?
I'm in Canton.
Canton. How far away is that? Like, where is that kind of near?
I would say I think it's about 40 minutes from New Bedford, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me check real quick.
It's like kind of near like Stoughton, kind of near Norwood, Walpole.
It's about like 15 minutes away. I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, if you want to like set something up like that, if you have like a spot to do it, like in the equipment, um, I go to Quincy a lot for like a studio internship. So I'd be down there a lot. I could let you know like when I'm down there. I'm usually down there like on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I could let you know, and then I could probably stop by before I go back.
Hell
Like
yeah,
that's
definitely, definitely, definitely. Whenever you have time, we'll schedule that.
Yeah, for sure. And then I also have like friends who are also artists who would probably like to do an interview, and also you probably want to do more interviews too, so I can set that up for you as well. I looked at your YouTube, you've been working at this shit for like 3 years and not like crazy results, not thousands and thousands
No,
of views or anything like that, but you're still putting that work in and you're learning and you're improving. So I respect that because that's like the steps you got to do to become, successful.
it is essential. It's one big piece of the puzzle is just consistency. Realistically, you know what I mean. It's like one of those things that you just have to do, no matter what the results are at the moment. There is a bigger picture in any journey. Then there's always going to be so many different ways of getting there. There's always going to be so many ways of getting there. It's like one of
Yeah.
those things you just have to sort of like just like keep your mindset on like what do I actually want to achieve in this, and like what is like the purpose of why I'm doing it. Is it for numbers or is it for a bigger purpose? You know what I mean? Like certain things aren't for numbers, you know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
I mean like the numbers will come or they'll come and go in like some moments, but it's like one of those things you just have to like you have to like kind of like just worry about keep improving on certain things. You have to obviously set goals in this game, in all
Yeah.
games.
I
But
mean, I hear like a lot of people like how do I explain it? Like they have like I don't even know what I was about to say. Like a lot
yeah,
of people have like a lot of like plans to like to do something and they don't do it every day. And it's like how do you expect to make it to those plans? And like when I see you doing it for 3 years straight, I'm like, okay, so you're putting the work in, right? Now you just gotta just keep going, keep improving, and you're gonna get
yeah.
there.
I think that it's one of those things that like I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities I've probably ruined or there's a lot of reasons why. You know what I mean? So it's like realistically I have to always have to be humble and honest with myself on what I need to do to actually achieve what I want to get done and it's achievable. So
Yeah, for
one day.
sure. Yeah, I respect what you're doing. Keep going, bro. Like honestly, I see the work.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how many people like see what you're doing, but I see what you're doing. Keep going, bro. Like you're definitely gonna make it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate this conversation and definitely look forward to having the next one.
All right, yeah. Just hit me up anytime.
Stay blessed though.
See you, bro.